hear the term obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many people, it's excessive hand washing, keeping everything perfectly organized, or someone who likes things neat. But here's the truth. OCD is one of the most misunderstood mental health conditions. In fact, many people living with OCD don't spend hours washing their hands. Some don't have contamination fears at all. Instead, they silently battle disturbing thoughts, relentless doubt, and invisible mental rituals that no one else can see. Today, we're going beyond the stereotypes to understand what OCD really is, why it happens, and how people can recover. What is OCD? OCD is a mental health disorder characterized by two main components: obsessions and compulsions. Obsessions are intrusive, unwanted thoughts, images, or urges that create intense anxiety or distress. Compulsions are repetitive behaviors or even mental acts that a person feels driven to perform in an attempt to reduce that anxiety. The important thing to understand is this: people with OCD usually recognize that their fears don't make logical sense. The problem isn't insight, the problem is uncertainty. Their brain keeps asking, "But what if?" And that tiny question becomes incredibly difficult to ignore. Here's something that surprises many people. Everyone experiences intrusive thoughts. You might be driving over a bridge and briefly imagine swerving into traffic, holding a baby and suddenly picture dropping them, standing on a balcony and wonder, what if I jumped? These thoughts are actually common. Most people dismiss them immediately. But someone with OCD doesn't simply let them pass. Instead, they ask, why did I think that? Does this thought mean something about me? What if I actually want to do it? The thought itself isn't the disorder, it's the meaning assigned to the thought. At its core, OCD is often called the disorder of doubt. Did I lock the door? Did I leave the stove on? Did I accidentally offend someone? Did I hit someone with my car without realizing it? Did I pray correctly? Am I secretly a bad person? What if I made a terrible mistake? The mind becomes trapped in endless uncertainty. And certainty is exactly what OCD demands. Unfortunately, complete certainty doesn't exist. Let's look at some common forms of OCD that people rarely talk about. Contamination OCD. This is the type most people recognize: fear of germs, illness, chemicals, or contamination. Compulsions often involve excessive washing, cleaning, or avoiding certain places. Repeatedly checking doors, locks, stoves, appliances, emails, work assignments, medical test results. The person isn't forgetful, their brain simply refuses to feel satisfied. Someone experiences terrifying, intrusive thoughts about accidentally or intentionally hurting someone they love. These thoughts are deeply distressing because they go completely against the person's values. People with Harm OCD are not dangerous. In fact, they're usually horrified by their thoughts. Someone constantly questions their relationship. Do I really love my partner? What if I'm with the wrong person? What if there's someone better? These doubts become obsessive, leading to endless reassurance seeking and mental checking. Scrupulosity. This involves obsessive fears related to religion or morality. Someone may constantly worry they've sinned, prayed incorrectly, offended God, or failed to meet impossible moral standards. Faith itself isn't the problem. It's the relentless doubt attached to it. You may have heard people mention pure O, or purely obsessional OCD. While the name suggests there are no compulsions, that's not entirely accurate. The compulsions are simply internal. They may involve repeating mental phrases, reviewing memories, mentally arguing with intrusive thoughts, seeking certainty inside their own mind. To everyone else, they appear perfectly calm. Inside, they're exhausted. Imagine someone with OCD asks, "Are you sure I didn't say something offensive?" You reassure them. For a moment, they feel relief. But then, the doubt returns. Are you really sure? This is why reassurance often feeds OCD instead of helping it. The brain learns, if I ask enough people enough times, eventually I'll feel certain, but certainty never lasts. The good news is that OCD is highly treatable. One of the most effective treatments is called exposure and response prevention, or ERP. Here's how it works. The person gradually faces the situations or thoughts that trigger anxiety without performing the usual compulsions. Over time, something remarkable happens. The anxiety naturally decreases. The brain begins learning, I can tolerate uncertainty. I don't need to perform the ritual to stay safe. ERP isn't about forcing someone to suffer. It's about teaching the brain a new way to respond. Many people also benefit from cognitive behavioral therapy and, for some individuals, medication prescribed by a qualified healthcare provider. If someone you love has OCD, avoid telling them to just stop thinking about it. It's not that simple. Instead, listen without judgment, encourage treatment, understand that their fears feel very real, even when they know those fears are irrational. Compassion goes much further than criticism. OCD isn't about being organized, it isn't about perfectionism, and it certainly isn't a personality quirk. It's a disorder that can consume hours of someone's day and leave them trapped in a cycle of fear and temporary relief. But here's the encouraging news: recovery is possible. People with OCD don't need to eliminate every intrusive thought. They need to change how they respond to those thoughts. Because thoughts, no matter how frightening, are not facts. You are not your thoughts. You are the person choosing how to respond to them. And that choice can become stronger with treatment, practice, and hope. If this video helped you better understand OCD or challenge some misconceptions, let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos on psychology, mental health, and personal growth. Until next time, take care of your mind, be patient with yourself, and remember, all that you have is your soul. See you next time.